Hi, I'm Peter Crosby in Beijing's Imperial Palace, China's Forbidden City. I'm a photographer and a writer and maybe a stretch to say an adventure.
Peter Crosby， 美国摄影师。1994年，他选择了一条鲜有人涉足的线路，只身骑行，穿越中国。如今，对年过60旬的彼得来说，27年前的中国之行是他一生的高光时刻。从北京到香港，穿越城市与乡村，3000多公里的路程，19400张相片，11次爆胎，1次住院。这段经历彻底改变了他对中国的看法。
In 1994, that I wanted to tell the story of crossing China was because I was living in Tokyo and then Hong Kong. It was clear to me that so many Westerners they didn't understand the transformation, how China was starting to grow and open up. It was a very exciting time. So I wanted to be able to show this.
他希望让更多人能与他一样，亲眼看一看中国的变迁。在2021年，这个有着特殊意义的年份里，他决定再次出发，重回龙之腹地。骑行中国由广汽集团特约播出。
Well, I have just resigned from the job I've worked at for 8 years. And I've anticipated this for a long time, but now I've really I've sort of cut the ropes loose on the boat, or have just leapt off the cliff. That feels what it would maybe ridden a bicycle off a cliff. But I'm in it now. I am in it now. So bring it on, China.
Take a deep breath. There you go.
Open up like a flower in the spring.
So my lungs are younger than me.
Yep, you're in excellent shape.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
This is Belly of the Dragon stuff. Wow, just all these articles and maps. There's lots of dictionary. 28, it says the place where we're. In 1994, I rode a bicycle across China, and I met all these warm, wonderful people who invited us into their homes to a wedding, even to a funeral. Well, a lot has changed in 24 years in China. Me too. And I want to go find how have my old friends, how have their lives changed? And these children, how have they grown up? Well, now I want to go see.
重回北京之旅比彼得想象的更为艰难，他要捡起忘掉大半的中文，办理齐全各种证件，制定可靠的路线计划。正当一切稳步推进之时，新冠疫情席卷全球，让前路充满了变数。经历了10次核酸检测、6次签证申请、2次隔离之后，彼得终于又回到了熟悉而又陌生的北京，回到了他27年前的起点。
明天早上6点之前要做核酸。
6点。
哦，你知道的。
我明白。对。所以我有点怕。
没事，不怕。
不怕，没问题。 Here's the turkey time. 哎呦，好吧。啊，谢谢。OK。11、9。还有，
It's morning at the Big Tombs. Our first practice day, and everything's falling apart.
In 1994, I was able to find Chinese maps, road maps, and also old aviation maps for flying, because it was the roads were very difficult. I didn't quite know where I was going, and I wanted to take time to enjoy and to talk with people and to take photos. Lots of photos. Coming back to China for me was mostly like kind of opening an old box of memories, of experiences, of photographs. So we lived in Beijing Film Academy for 6 months. When I was there were 4 buildings, and 2 big buildings were under construction. Building I moved into then it was the International Studies building, so there were only some Korean students and me. Now there are, I believe, 28 buildings.
Hi, Peter. Nice to see you again.
你好。
How are you? Well, we'll take a look inside.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a little different.
Yeah, quite different.
Yeah. Li Bebe, he is the director of admission. So he showed me around the facilities, the international dorm.
We check the students' the classroom situation.
It's completely different. It's completely different.
Yeah.
I remember living on the 4th floor in the end. And the classrooms.
Yeah.
6 months here.
Yeah.
Many of our classes were just here.
Yeah.
空调。
空调。
我还没有空调。Student living conditions at that time for the kids going to school were, I mean, it felt a little bit like different worlds. So 2 beds,
Yeah.
closet. It is bigger, but the light and the view to the west, beautiful.
now is for the exhibitions for the graduates of the photography school. Okay, that's our museum of VFA.
I'm happy to see the growth in the arts in China. I think it's an important medium and way for people to express themselves.
哦，这个是多少钱？78，不太贵，可以吗？帅吗？帅。啊，可以吗？请给我这个豆腐，还有鸡蛋。谢谢。I mean, a lot of that feeling of being back there is, man, what an adventure. What an incredible thing did I do in 1994. It made me feel more satisfied with my journey from 1994. I'm just lucky to have been able to come and do that.
这个是我的正式这个发音，不太这个发音差不多。
这两个字不一样。
Well, I was there mostly to study Chinese. Literally, it was an individual study because I had a particular purpose and a particular time frame and a particular budget, and they were kind enough to basically sort of tutor my way through the 6 months of being there. We sat in for a part of a class and just to see a student from Botswana studying animation and a young guy from Tajikistan who wanted to study cinematography. So they were learning their Chinese to actually do their cinematographic studies. And their Chinese was really quite good. And so it made me a little sad that my Chinese skills have diminished and also my capacity to learn Chinese.
时隔27年，重新学习中文，对于年过60旬的彼得来说，绝非易事。一位新朋友给了他许多有趣的建议。作为回报，彼得答应客串一期他创作的短视频。
Let me very directly ask you a question. We are just doing a video on how to learn Chinese.
Oh no!
如今，制作短视频、收看短视频在年轻人中十分盛行，已然成为了一种流行趋势。
朋友们，真的是我。通过短视频，我觉得就是了解一个思维方式，了解一个国家，我觉得是一个更自然的一个方式。点菜啊，什么跟朋友聊天的这种中文，但这个我觉得还比较简单。但是好像
Wow! I love it.
Leo is a very animated, very strong character. I think it has a little language envy.
If you had a chance to come by my home, I could show you some pictures that I took in '84.
Okay.
Come in.
Oh, how beautiful.
Yeah, it's a nice place.
Yeah.
Wow. As you will see, we hang all kinds of small art pieces up. This is a series that we've been doing like for 2 years already.
Really?
And it's called Facing China. Peter, I have thought about something that might be very useful on your road.
Okay.
真的不骗你. I'm not lying.
便宜不便宜？不便宜。
Don't say 便宜.
Yeah,
便宜
don't-
means cheap.
Cheap, yeah.
Cheap is a different thing. 便宜.
便宜。
And
But I know I'm going to end up saying 真的便宜。
yeah, and then they will be
Really
completely
really
puzzled.
confused.
真的不便宜.
不便宜。
Then there's another thing. Before you take off, it's very important that you do your PCR test. Of course, in China they have apps for
of course.
everything.
Yeah.
And you just go here, and you see. Then you can choose your location, and you can directly pay for the thing
with UnionPay. Good.
With UnionPay, and then it's done. So it's a very easy process.
Xigua videos that they make are, they're a hoot. I mean, they're very, very entertaining, and they're very enthusiastic about the same mission of trying to communicate the faces of China. Yeah, so it was great. It was like instant friends, right? Crazy expats who have lived overseas and see the world in different ways. And is always gratifying.
Was that the same idea back in '94?
Same idea. I'm following the same plan as 1994 to basically go through the center, the duzi, the belly of China. Beijing, the first place, so Pekingman and out to Shidu and then to Wutaishan. Every day will be a new experience and probably a new plan.
It was really great having met with Peter today in person. He's a very interesting guy, and he has lots of enthusiasm about his tour. And I think like revisiting his tour from Beijing to Shanghai after 27 years, that's a real big challenge.
怀着对骑行中国的憧憬，彼得还需要一件重要的交通工具助力——自行车。
In 1988 and 94, everyone had a bicycle. People would sit 2 and 3 people on those big bicycles, right? They had someone would sit. Usually, the girl would sit on the back, right? And maybe the haizi would be on the handlebars, or they have a little seat, right? So it's like the family car. It's a big feigepai, right, with the big steel brakes and the fat seat with the springs and the big bell, ring, right, ring. This is a very strong memory and image for me. Ooh-wee. Oh man. 我是美国人。美国人，但是还是我。Yeah, that's a beauty. Bicycling has become more and more popular. So the bicycle culture around Beijing has just been growing and growing and growing. Hi, I'm looking for kind of an all-road bicycle. And you see some people just on amazing bicycles, beautiful bicycles.
From here.
Okay.
Yes.
So cool.
58. Yeah, it's 52.
This is 11. Oh yeah, for off-road. Inch 5. No. China used to make more bicycles in 1 year than were made in the rest of the world. Feigepai, forever. Flying Pigeon Bicycle Company is one of my sponsors. So they made a custom purple mountain bike for riding across the country. So I remember coming to Beijing. We would bicycle on the 3rd Ring Road because the 3rd Ring Road wasn't finished, right? So it was a construction site. Well, of course, now the third ring road is just, it's a big traffic jam.
这是彼得出发离开北京前的最后一天。为了保证体能，他决定和朋友们在黄花城进行最后一次骑行训练。
In Beijing, there's a very strong culture of bicycling, of road bicycling. Now there are real communities of people that bicycle, are very, very serious bicyclists. But we see more and more older people around the world wanting to stay healthy and stay active, and bicycling is a great way to do that.
Oh, I like this place.
One of the reasons that I am doing this is to show that people my age can do this kind of very vigorous bicycling and exercise and to be outdoors and adventure.
非常好。
Have a nice trip.
加油！
Because the first memory I have of Beijing is bicycles, bike lanes, especially riding at night, slow, quiet. It's like a ballet. Just always stayed with me as something marvelous, kind of a magic, kind of a dream. I am comfortable traveling an uncomfortable path, an unusual trail. This is more interesting to me, more exciting, I can learn more if I am on a new path, a different path.
在这之后，他将再次踏上自行车，独自骑行，穿越中国大地。这既是一次空间上的旅行，更是一次心灵的回归。
I'm Peter Crosby. I'm here in the Forbidden City.
Well, here I am again.